Virgin Australia. The trading name of Virgin Australia Airlines Pty Ltd. is an Australian-based airline. It is the largest airline by fleet size to use the Virgin brand. It commenced services on the 31st of August 2000 as Virgin Blue, with 2 aircraft on a single route. It suddenly found itself as a major airline in Australia's domestic market after the collapse of Ansett Australia in September 2001. The airline has since grown to directly serve 33 cities in Australia. From hubs in Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney, the airline's headquarters is based in South Bank, Queensland. It was co-founded by British businessman Richard Branson and former CEO Brett Godfrey. In 2011, the airline went through a massive transformation, the changing of its brand to Virgin Australia. This included the introduction of a new aircraft livery, new uniforms, and new onboard menu options. New wide-body aircraft were acquired for use to compete with Qantas, and the rollout of business class across all the Virgin Australia network. On the 21st of April 2020, Virgin Australia Holdings went into voluntary administration due to the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and financial troubles in the years leading up to the pandemic. On the 26th of June 2020, it was announced that Bain Capital had entered into a sale and implementation deed with administrator Deloitte to acquire Virgin Australia. Creditors agreed to this proposal on the 4th of September 2020. With the reorganization and change of ownership completed on the 17th of November 2020, Virgin Australia was launched as Virgin Blue, as a low-cost airline in August 2000, with 2 Boeing 737-400 aircraft, one of which was leased from then sister airline Virgin Express, initially offering 7 return flights a day between Brisbane and Sydney. This has since been expanded to cover all major Australian cities and many holiday destinations. The Virgin Blue name was the result of an open competition. It was a play on the predominantly red livery and the Australian slang tradition of calling a red-headed male blue or bluey. The timing of Virgin Blue's entry into the Australian market was fortunate as it was able to fill the vacuum created by the failure of Ansett Australia in September 2001. Ansett's failure allowed Virgin to grow rapidly to become Australia's second domestic carrier, rather than staying just a cut-price alternative to the established players. It also gave Virgin access to terminal space without which growth would have been significantly limited. Delays in negotiating access to the former Ansett terminal at Sydney Airport, however, forced Virgin to use its original terminal there, a collection of prefabricated buildings without aero bridges, longer than was needed. As the airline grew, it acquired new equipment, enabling it to phase out its older 737-400s in favor of 737-700-800 series aircraft with modern glass cockpits, winglets and greater fuel efficiency. Virgin Group's holding in Virgin Australia has since been reduced, initially via a sale of a half interest to Australian logistics conglomerate Patrick Corporation, and later by a public float. In early 2005, Patrick launched a hostile takeover for Virgin Blue. Patrick had been unhappy for some time with the company's direction. By the closure of the offer, Patrick held 62% of the company, giving it control. Virgin Group retains a 25% share. In May 2006, Toll Holdings acquired Patrick and became the majority owner of Virgin Blue. In July 2008, Toll sold its majority holding via a special dividend to hold 1.7% of the company. In June 2013, Air New Zealand owned 23% of the company. Virgin Blue previously used a familiar formula pioneered by airlines such as Southwest Airlines and Ryanair of eliminating costs such as included in-flight meals and printed tickets in favor of selling food on board and using telephone and internet booking systems. It also cut costs in the past by limiting the number of airports serviced and by operating one type of aircraft, the Boeing 737. This strategy changed with the introduction of a second type into the fleet. The airline ordered 20 Embraer A jets, in a mix of 6 A170s and 14 A190s. These were ordered specifically so that the airline could re-enter the Sydney-Canberra market that it abandoned in 2004, and to fly to less populous areas. The first E170 arrived in Australia in September 2007, and by the end of the year the 3 on initial order had been delivered. These were placed on limited frequency services before full-scale operations were launched on 4 February 2008 with services from Sydney to Canberra, Mackay in Queensland, and the New South Wales regional centres of Port Macquarie and Albury, which were promoted with a 1-cent fare. The flights to Canberra and the regional centres signified an effort to compete more directly with Qantas and its subsidiary Qantas Link Operation, which flies to all 3 cities, and with independent regional express airlines. At its inception in 2000, Virgin Blue did not have interline